Ambika is here and she's looking so
Mindy. Hi,
lovely.
everybody.
Hi. Yes, so we
Hi.
want to discuss very quickly about days two homework. We are not going to go through every single thing that went on, but I think what's the highlight for Ambika? What's the take home point for you on day two?
Ah, well, what it did was it really accentuated my personal mission statement that I've been practicing over the years, which uh, which is to teach humanity
Mm-hmm.
through the medium of meditation and primordial sound that there's no such thing as time, and that we are infinite, and that love is the only way. So yesterday, really, what I was focused on, and when I made the chart for the day,
Mm-hmm.
the only word I ended up putting was love. And
Every
then when
day.
I watched Sira's video, I really was inspired by Siranush, who I adore. I
Mm-hmm.
love you, Siranush. And she added words like joy and bubbly. And that's what I really love about doing these quests, is that we interact and we can share with each other, because I was really, really inspired to add more side effects of love to
Mm.
my day. And this morning, when you reached out to me, Mindy, and you said you really wanted that human connection, and here we
Yeah.
are, we're in exact opposite time zones. That's
Yes.
amazing. It's almost 10 o'clock at night for you. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning for me. And how amazing is it that we can connect across the planet,
Yeah.
and feel the love,
Mm-hmm.
it's mind blowing. And
I
and
love
that
your
we can connect with
excitement.
everybody else. Well, I guess, I excitement comes natural to me, and but I'm going to add it in my calendar list. So I really liked that. I think that's a great thing that we can take out and share with other people. So that's a great takeaway for me. And the aha is just, wow, this is what I do, but here we are actively doing it. So that's what's really working for me
Would
today
would
on
would you like to
the
share
takeaway
again?
from day.
Would you like to share again what is it that you do? Because you're so passionate
Oh, what
about
I
it.
do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am a personal coach and I use astrology primarily. I've been reading tarot cards since I was a little kid. And at one point, I thought I needed to go mainstream and get a degree in psychology. I've been a teacher all my life, so I did study a lot of psychology. And when I got my teaching license, and I originally was teaching visual art, and then I worked as a musician. So that really took me into the study of primordial sound. I've been practicing meditation since I was 6 years old.
Wow.
And so I started teaching when I was 17. So what I do, I coach and counsel people. I've helped a lot of Mind Valley friends figure out what their demographic is, and prime and foundational message. And I do a lot of couples and relationship counseling, and work pretty much on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do some local work and teaching, and I teach for a school of wizardry. We take kids from 11 years old through 17, and then we take 18 and up. And we're kind of an interesting school that teaches magic, but I am the dean of psychic arts, and I have just finishing up the last course to create a major in meditation, because I really see that tuning into our psychic abilities, our ability to be in synchrony,
Mm-hmm.
is through meditation. So I've taken all these crazy roots that all intertwine, but now finally they're starting to look like, this all makes sense. Whereas I think for many decades people were wondering what the heck I was doing. And I also teach a drawing technique, so I'm still bringing the fine arts into it. I've been exploring meditation in many, many different ways over the years. And so I got involved with Zentangle, which is like a doodling drawing technique,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very meditative. And so anything that has to do with that or sound, using one's voice, because I really truly understand the power of voice and the power of words. And so I adore Don Miguel Ruiz and the Four Agreements. When I taught holistic health, another thing I did for many, many years, I gave my students the Four Agreements as a book adjunct to anything they had to study in the school prior to coming to their very first course, which was called Policies and Procedures. And so I feel that the Four Agreements book is something that we should start reading to children, even alongside the kind of kid book that we read to children, because this is a book I give it to families when I'm counseling families. I give it to couples. This book has so much important information and such beautiful storytelling, and to understand, be impeccable with your words goes huge because words create reality.
Mm-hmm.
Thought creates reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
How
is
about
something.
you? Tell me your takeaway. What's your big takeaway from day two?
No, let me
What's your
just add.
aha?
Let me just add to that first, because that is something that I'm learning to actually choose the right word to convey the meaning that I actually want to say. And when you share about the book, I think later on, can you please put that in the comment box as well, so no, like all of us can actually just click on it, and there's
Absolutely.
so much
Absolutely.
of.
I'll put a picture of the book and also what the four agreements are and a breakdown.
Nice. There's so much of wisdom that you're
Yeah.
offering us. Thank you so much, Ambika. My take home point is
Ah,
actually the magic question, because there has been quite a few things that pop up today, that I actually need to dig deep. What is it? What has this got to do with the agenda of my soul, in order to find out what's the answer?
right, right.
Yeah.
Another way that I teach that to my clients is to put your hands on your heart. And when you're going to do something or make a decision, or if you have the time before you say something, ask yourself, is this going to make my heart as light as a feather? That's another way to look at it. There's always the beauty of language is there's always other ways we can express things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what translation is, because truly most of us communicate visually. Then the next big chunk communicate through the auditory sense of hearing. And then a smaller group,
By
they relate
kinesthetic.
through kinesthetics.
Yeah.
And so it's quite interesting when we're trying to communicate through writing or through a video medium, how do we reach the kinesthetic people? But as you can see, as an ethnic being, I talk with my hands, so
Yeah, I
hopefully
realized
they can
that.
feel that. I can't help it, it's just how I communicate.
Mm-hmm.
In a dance, life should be a dance, right?
Yeah. And I think that's all the time today, because we also don't want to make this video
No,
that much
yeah,
longer.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Amika, for joining me and share more of your
Oh my
wisdom. I
God,
can
Mindy,
see
thank you
that.
for inviting me. How cool is this? We'll do it again.
All right. Take care now. Bye bye.